So Bimala mentioned ReLU, right? ReLU helps to fire the neuron or decides to not fire. Are there other activation functions? Put it in the chat. Give me some other activation functions. Because Bimala is correct. The ReLU is one of the activation functions. But what else is there? Rosendu says, what's an activation function? Yeah, Rosendo, good question. So an activation function is basically a math formula. That's all it is. It's a math formula that usually, in most cases, takes in a factor, a value of some kind, and it takes in some sort of weight that in most cases is previously assigned from a previous node or a previous layer. And then this layer says, okay, I now have this function, excuse me, I now have this factor, and I now have this weight. Those are the two parts that are then given to your activation function. And your activation function takes that, it acts as a math formula and does its computations. And it basically says yes or no at the end. I'm simplifying that, right? It's not always a binary output, but that's all it does. It basically takes in a factor and a weight. It does its own computation according to what kind of activation function it is, because there are many activation functions, and spits out an answer. But that's all it is, okay? Okay, so Kago is coming up with sigmoid, Yassine sigmoid. Yep. Softmax from Landry. Softmax again. Yep. Osama says ReLU. Yeah. So let me ask you guys something. Can you come up with your own activation function? Do you have to stick with these activation functions? Give me a yes or no on that. Are you allowed to have your own custom activation functions?